I have to reschedule my clock. I'll be right with you. It's working? Is it working? Is it working? Okay, thank you. Hi there, folks. I'm like Louis Satchmo Armstrong. I gotta wipe off my pisk, or if you're not Jewish, that means my mouth, before I play my harmonica. You'll have to bear with me, you know. Need a little moisture there, too. So anyway, let's start off with a little bit of a joyful tune for Americana's sake. I'd like all of you, every single person in the audience, wherever you are, Nome, Alaska, I don't care, in Africa, Asia, please clap along. I would really appreciate that. Wait a minute. Harry and Jane, would you please clap along? It's going to help me out, you know, raise my morale a little bit. Thank you very much. Oh, I can hear the applause. It's just deafening. Take it easy, folks. There's more to come. So, I'd like to tell you a few jokes. I hope you folks like jokes, because I love jokes. And so my first joke I've really fallen in love with. There's an elderly man. He's like 98, and he's kind of on his way out into the next world. And he goes into a sperm bank, and he says to the person behind the counter, "I'd like to make a deposit." And she's a little taken aback. She says, "How old are you, sir?" He says, "I can see by the tone of your voice you have no faith in me. I'll have you know, young lady, that my wife could not join me here today because she's exhausted from her love-making with me." So she says, "Okay, sir, can you go into room A, and here, take this magazine." "Oh, I don't need no magazines." He goes into the room, and a couple of minutes later, she hears some strange sounds. She knocks on the door. She's really concerned. She said, "Sir, are you okay?" "I'm just having a little trouble opening the sperm donation jar." I love that joke. I hope I never get to the point where I replace this man in the sperm bank and have that kind of a problem. But anyway, there's a rabbi who wanted to eat pork. He always wondered what it tastes like, but he felt like he just couldn't do it as a rabbi. But he decided one day, I'm just going to have pork one time. So he drives 50 miles away from his neighborhood. He doesn't want anybody in the congregation to see him. He would be mortified. So he goes into the restaurant, and he sees on the menu, succulent pig. He says, "Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to order." So he orders it. It comes on this beautiful silver platter. The pig has a apple stuck in its mouth. It's, and so just as he's about to dig in on this succulent pork, Goldberg comes in. He's the head of the congregation. Rabbi, what are you doing? What are you eating? He said, it's kind of strange that this restaurant serves their baked apple like this. So there's a wealthy man who goes into this pet store. He loves exotic pets. He says, give me something unusual. The man behind the counter says, I have just what you need. You're going to love it. So he takes him over and he says, this centipede talks and he sings arias. The man is like, oh, you got to be kidding me. But as soon as he said that, the centipede struck up an amazing conversation with the guy. It was very scintillating. And he sang this astonishing aria. Well, the man says, I'll take him. The man takes the centipede home with him, and he builds him a nice little house with all the amenities, even a tiny little sofa. And that night, they have the most incredible conversation going into the wee hours of the morning. And he sings them not one, but 3 arias. It just blows his mind. So he decides 2 days later, he wants to go to a party. And he's just going to be the talk of the party for the next year because he's going to bring his centipede. So when time comes to go to the party, he goes to the little house, knocks on the door. That's him knocking on the door, and no answer. He knocks again. No answer. He knocks a 3rd time. He gets a little upset. He starts banging on the roof. And then, from the midst of the house comes this irritated voice. I heard you the first time. I'm trying to put on my shoes. Little centipede joke. You can steal that joke if you'd like to. And my favorite joke of all times, I mean, I've told this joke many times. Hannah's heard it one time in the lounge. So this is a story about an elderly woman who goes into her attic. She wants to find her favorite hat. And she can't quite locate. Oh, she brought her cat along with her. She never went anywhere without her cat. Row, row. Nice kitty. And she couldn't find her hat, but she found this strange brass bottle. She picked it up and she looked at it. It had strange writing on it. She couldn't recognize what it was saying, so she kind of brushed it off. There was a puff of smoke, and the genie was standing there. You have 3 wishes. She said, I've never seen a genie before. For my first wish, I'd like to be young and beautiful again. And for my second wish, I'd like to be rich. And for my third wish, genie, I'd like for my cat to become a handsome prince and to marry me. Well, the genie clapped his hands 3 times. There was a puff of smoke. And when it had cleared, she was young and ravishingly beautiful. She was dripping in jewels. And, amazingly, beside her was no longer the cat, but a handsome prince. She swooned. Oh. He dipped her over ever so gently and whispered into her ear, Aren't you sorry you had me neutered now? I love that joke. And when you stop laughing, I know you probably fell off the sofa or the chair, wherever you are. But when you get back in your chair, I have something for you. Yes, I am going to play one of my favorite all-time songs to play on my harmonica. I think I'll do it one more time, just like Louis Armstrong. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you far away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you far away, oh, far away. Cross the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you far away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you far away. Oh, far away, cross the wide Missouri. Thank you very much. That's a gem. That's in Americana forever. I don't think they'll ever stop singing or playing that song. I certainly hope not. That's a very rich part of our heritage. And let me do, this is, I'm taking a chance now. I just recently learned to play this song on my harmonica. Let's see how it goes. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? Someday you'll wish upon a star and wake up where the winds are far behind you, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why count on. Well now, yeah, not bad at all. Um, I know that everybody in this country probably really loves that song. I'm sure almost every single human being that's walked the North American planet, or I should say country, has heard of or has seen that movie, and that's always been near and dear to my heart. Anyway, I think I am going to check on the time here. Yes, I have a couple more minutes. I'm gonna tell you a story. I think this is a story that that's connected to my harmonica. I learned to play my harmonica probably about 47, 48 years ago. It's been a treasure to me. And I brought it along with me when I went hitchhiking. So I learned in about 2 weeks, I was learning to play the harmonica. And when I took off for New Orleans, so I go, I'm hitchhiking along, playing my harmonica, hitchhiking, playing. It was a wonderful friend for me. And so I hit New Orleans, I hit Bourbon Street, and I go to each and every front of every cafe, every lounge, every bar, and I'm playing my harmonica. It didn't matter if I was in key or not. I'm sure I wasn't in key with every musician. And I saw somebody tap dancing on a slab of wood. And I just saw some amazing things, and I really got into the music. It was phenomenal. And so I gravitated over to the park near Cafe Du Monde, I think it is, where they serve the most amazing croissants. And I saw this minstrel type guitarist. His guitar was all beat up, and I think he was kind of beat up too, in terms of how he was dressed. And so I knew he was on the road a lot. And he was playing maybe 3 or 4 chords is probably all that he knew. Very raw guitar that he was playing. And out of nowhere comes this, well, he was a street alcoholic. And he wasn't singing the blues, he was the blues. This man would have made Howling Wolf take off. He was phenomenal. Well, I guess, yeah, I guess you'll have to call me up and I'll tell you the rest of the story because I'm trying to be very, very strict. So the long and short of it is we went to Bourbon Street and we played after I drank about a 16-ounce beer in about 2 seconds. And people went wild. They just went nuts because it was so raw and so real. So that's my tale, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, thank you so much. Please contribute to this organization. It's really trying to do away with racism, and they're a wonderful organization. I checked them out online. I please, if you can make any kind of contribution, I would appreciate it. I'm sure the organization would appreciate it very much. And so thank you very much.